It is episode 65 of Talk a Lot with James Lott Jr. I am James Lott Jr. coming to you from Inglewood, California. There is a ton of fireworks going off because, of course, it's not 4th of July, but they're doing it anyway. And I'm on my second drink because I had a long week already and it's only Tuesday night. But we are here. We're going to talk for the hour. I'm sure it's going to go by fast. Who knows what we're going to talk about? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I'm here, kids, and I'm going to turn the camera around to start episode 65. Ah! That's me. Actually, I miss having hair in a weird way. I'm like, oh, my hair's gone. I'm like, it's not crazy. Hello, everyone. I am drinking out of my Starbucks cup, but what I'm drinking is the last of my mango sorbet mixed with vodka, cranberry juice, and orange mango juice. All mixed together. It's good, folks. Good. The mango sorbet was a little too sweet for me. I don't do a lot of sugar anymore. It was too sweet, so I couldn't eat it by itself. It was just too much. So I mixed it with booze. And that's what I say, right? So a lot's been going on in my life professionally the last couple of days. A lot of things are going on right now. I wish I could tell you. I can't tell you yet. I'll tell you, there's some stuff going down. Down out there. The world's changing. In several parts of my professional lives, because I have several lives, things are changing, folks. They're changing. I'm like, and people are demanding stuff of me, of other people, of organizations. People are like not taking it anymore. They're like, we're not taking it anymore. No more asking. They are demanding stuff. What once was ain't working no more. That's what I'm learning right now. People are tired of what was. What it used to was. They're tired of it now. So it's very interesting to see people are just demanding equality and they're demanding respect and they're demanding all the things we should have anyway, right? There's things we should have. So now I'm seeing it. I'm seeing people are just like, no, this is not good anymore. You know my phrase, this does not work for me anymore. People are saying that in many ways now. They are. They're tired. They're done. They are done. D-U-N, put a fork in them, they are done. So it's very interesting out there. I'm making some major changes in my life, and I did make that video today because I ended up having to be with my mom today and take care of the old folks. Had to take care of them today. Wasn't fun at all, but I had to go over there and take care of some stuff. So I was actually outside again today. So I was actually out and about. I mean, I was at their house. I took my first Lyft ride in 3 months. I was scared shitless. But I was covered. I had my gloves on, had my mask on. The first guy had a mask on, the windows down, so that was good. I had my sanitizer. The second guy, I guess he didn't have any mask on or anything. I'm like, what the fuck? And the third guy had a mask on. So, and I had some Marie Callender's for lunch. I hadn't Marie Callender's in a long time. I got to go. I had a key lime pie. It was so good. Oh my God, it was so good. But I had a Cobb salad. It was good. It's so huge. I can only eat half of it. I have the other half for tomorrow here. And I still have some Phillips left over from Candace. I'm going to have that tomorrow also because I had a dinner sponsored tonight by someone else. One quick second. Oh My on a Beauty, I sent in our vocals to my producer, and in a couple of days, I should have our song. I'm very excited. That song, our song, is the last song. It's the last song, I think, for the album, I think I'm settling with 12 songs. That's something for the soundtrack. There are 2 songs I took off. It would have been 14, but it's going to be 12. I think these 12 songs totally fit. I'm going to sit and arrange them in some kind of order. And then what I do with my albums, I listen to them. from front to back and see how it sounds and if it flows. And you'll be on the soundtrack, girl. You're going to be on a soundtrack. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Your vocals were good. So it's going to be fun. I'm curious to see how we mesh together. See how it goes. Okay, enough of that. It's a little side business, folks. Enough of that. Yes. So so if you guys don't know this already, I'm making the big announcement. I promise tomorrow I'll make the announcement. I left AfterBuzz TV. I quit it on Sunday, and so I wanted to wait until the folks who needed to read the email read it. Kevin and Maria and all them to read it. So they did read it. They responded to me. So I am no longer, after 5 years and 810 episodes, I am no longer with AfterBuzz Media. In my video, I will explain everything. On a side note also, I'm no longer with the After Party Radio because they unceremoniously shut down the studio and didn't tell us. I happened to find out by watching a video. And I'm kind of salty about that. So I'm going to be talking about that in the video also, how I feel about that. And so I have a lot to say. I already wrote down all my points I'm going to talk about, and what my alternative will be, minus those two places. So, yes, I'm going to do that. And the ghetto. And for those of you who don't know this, there'll be an announcement. But someone you know has left a popular show on AfterBuzz. And you'll be finding out about that soon, too. I'm waiting to see how... Yes, that's how I found out. Me and Gina, get done with Gina, she didn't know either. I found out... Well, okay, I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to tell people actually the whole story in the video. I'm going to tell people the story in the video, how I feel about it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. But I'm just going to let you know I'm salty about it a little bit. So that's kind of, I felt like there should have been some more consideration that we worked hard to bring shows to her and to actually just like not even send us an email. And Gina felt the same way. Not even an email or anything. But I'm going to share the tea, folks. I'm going to, on this video, talk about it all. And actually, I will tie it all together with what I'm doing now. So it's not going to be just a shade fest. I'm not going to just do that. Everything I do, I always have a reason behind it. And so I'm going to tie it all together. So it's going to be just like, fuck you and fuck you. I'm not going to do all that. It's going to just be about, I'm going to mention those things and then talk about what the next step is for me. It's very exciting. So just want everybody to know that. Speaking of that, my sixth album is out. Songs from a Dark Place. It is out now. And it's the album I didn't want to release. I was very nervous about that because it came from a dark time in my life and it's all dark themes, but I am proud of it. I've gotten some great feedback from it so far. People are listening to it. So it's out there. And it's just a lesson of you push through it and you do it. Just push through it. I mean, we get scared of things all the time. Get scared of things. It's just how it is. You just have to walk through it. I'm 51 years old. I have been through a lot worse. Just kind of like, I need to make a adjustment there. So everyone thinks the pictures I put out today are from my garden because normally I post pictures of my garden. Those are from my mother's garden because I was at my mom's house today, and so she has a cute little garden in the front of her house, and those are my favorite flowers from her garden. It's actually not mine, and I didn't clarify that. I said it was from Hawthorne. I live in Inglewood. I posted Hawthorne, so a lot of people would get that it was not from me. But a lot of people saying, we love your garden. I'm like, no, my garden's normally the bomb, and normally the pictures are from me. But this time it's not from me. It's actually from her garden. So where's my drink? Where's my drink? In a Starbucks cup. Yes. Thank you, Kristen. I'm glad you like it. It's very interesting. I recorded those songs while I was learning how to speak again. Because my left side of my face was paralyzed for almost a year, and I had to learn how to speak again. I had to learn how to think clearly again, and I had to learn how to accept noise, because when you have Bell's palsy, your ear gets sensitive to sound. so you can't really have like loud noises. So it's kind of like, so I had decided to take care of that, and so that's what this album's. This album really comes from me and a drum machine and a keyboard. The music, I play the music myself. I started writing again, and because I couldn't write for a year, I couldn't think strong enough to do that. Plus, my eye was watering half the time, and my face, it was. I don't wish Bell's palsy on anybody. I am drinking mango sorbet blended with orange mango juice, cranberry juice, and vodka. Tastes like dessert. It's my second one. Uh, Tony Moore is here, just giving shade. That's what he does. A few years ago, he learned how to speak again. So you know how it is. He learned how to speak again. What was your ailment? I said mine was a severe case of Bell's palsy. I'm glad. So Iron Beard, on my Honor Beauty, turned in her vocals for me, and so we put the songs to the producers today. See, Iron Beard, I gave him stuff too, and I'm waiting for him to get back to me also. You know I'm shady. I'm going to call you out, of course, on it. Now I've talked to Emma Samms. I know she had it. I had Freddie Smith on my show from Days of Our Lives. He had Bell's palsy. I had a guy named CJ, the violinist. He was on my show. He is actually Chandler Massey's roommate from Days of Our Lives. He had Bell's palsy. He was on my podcast. So they were all. I talked to them about it. But Emma Samms, I've not talked to her about it. But yeah, a lot of folks have Bell's palsy. You had a stroke. Okay, so you had a stroke. Well, congratulations that you came back from that. It's I know it's like to feel paralyzed on some level. It's not. It's the strangest feeling. One of the strangest things, though, your body does adjust in this weird way. Because I couldn't use my face. And after a while, you kind of get used to it in a weird way. You don't want it, but you get used to it. And I learned how to eat with half your face paralyzed. That was a very interesting thing to do because I didn't want to choke. I had to eat certain foods because I couldn't chew on the side, and the food would slide down there, and I didn't want to choke. It was crazy, and had to wear an eye patch because I couldn't close my eyes sometimes, or water so much or dry out so much it would hurt. I couldn't have the TV too loud. There were times I just wanted to hear it. I couldn't look at it. There were times I only wanted to see it. It was the craziest thing. Minnie Pearl, 74. I love me some Minnie Pearl. I used to love her from Hee Haw. I know for some of you guys, that's way too old for you guys. I know, before your time. I grew up at Hee Haw. Yes, indeedy. What was that? Yeah, 6 years ago. Mine, actually, July 2nd will be my second anniversary of when I got Bell's palsy. I will never forget it for the rest of my life. July 1st, I did the whole soap block at AfterBuzz TV. I did 4 shows in a row. So that was like 5-6 hours of television. And with an earache. And then yeah. And then the next day I woke up, my face was crazy. And over the course of 5 days, my face got worse. I had to watch it. I couldn't stop it. I had to watch it get worse and worse. So it was crazy talk. So good for you. Strokes. I basically had a brain stroke. So strokes, Bell's palsy, all that kind of stuff is not good, kids. You don't want it. You got to take care of yourself. Your body's shutting down. It is. Hee haw. So my friend, the Art of Letting Go podcast, who's on here sometimes, does a quarantine karaoke every night. It's so funny. So he sings songs. There's a karaoke machine, and you can request to be in his video and sing a song with him playing the music. I was going to do it, but I ran out of time because I'd be on here. I was picking Barry White songs, of course. You were my first, my last, my everything. Exactly. So, it's funny. I feel better sometimes, and sometimes I don't. It's the Bell's palsy is not gone completely. I will say I'm 97% better. But during stress and things, it does flare up. Sometimes the cold weather makes it flare up too. My doctor told me I would get a stroke if I didn't change my diet. That was exactly. I was 303 pounds when I got Bell's palsy. That was entirely too fat. I had to release that fat. I'm down to 255, so that's what we're doing right now. And I might try to do more. I think I'm going to start trying to walk more in my yard. I think that will help. Because I'm not eating crazy. I'm eating totally cleaner than I used to. But I'm not getting enough exercise. I know that. I do my yoga and stuff, but I need more. I need more cardio stuff. Not going to a gym, bitches. I'll tell you that. Not tell you that for sure. Florida already shutting back down. A week open. 2,000 more cases a day. It's fucking crazy talk. James Lott Jr. is keeping his ass at home. I've been home 3 months as of today. 90 days. 90 days. My ass has been home. Because fuck that shit. I had a virus. Bell's palsy. I'm not going to do that shit again. No ma'am. No sir. Nope. I'm home. So I ventured out a little bit. Saw mommy. Went over there. She got a test. And she's negative. Her and my stepdad both are negative. But they're older. I still don't want to go crazy over there. So I was over there. Did that. Played with the dog. Walked around a little bit with my mask. When I went to the grocery store for the first time in 3 months, people don't know how to social distance. I was like, get the fuck off me. I was trying to look at some frozen vegetables, and these motherfuckers are all on top of me. I'm like, hi, social distance, please. I'm like, hello. Now I was wearing a mask inside, and some of them weren't wearing a mask. And I was like, you're not wearing a mask? Really? Oh, okay. I was like, folks are crazy. And I was like, but they were walking into me. I literally was looking at these frozen Brussels sprouts. They were on sale. I was trying to figure out which ones were on sale. This guy just walked right in front of his cart and started looking for, I said, excuse me, I was looking in there. He literally rolled his eyes at me, was like, and proceeded to continue shopping. So I stood there, right behind him. I stood right behind him, staring him down. Then he got the hint, and he walked off. I'm like, hello. Come on, people. Social distance. I did self-checkout, so that was good. Washed my hands, everything. Yes, Kenny Mac got me some food. Because as you guys know, I'm really making any money. And what money I'm making goes to my bills. So she got me some Phillips Barbecue. When Phillips Barbecue was on here the other night, I talked to them. I posted pictures on here. It was the bomb. I still have some left over. I'll be having that pie tomorrow. The links were everything I needed them to be. The cornbread was everything I needed it to be. The pork ribs were everything. Yum, 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 yum. So good. And she told me, talk to the manager because I want something extra for free. I was like, give me some extra. But I left too fast. Literally I got there because I live not far from there. Again, don't try to find out where I live. I don't live that far from there. So I went, and then all of a sudden it was the food was ready. So I literally went in and I left. I got a face mask. I got a shield, you guys. Let me show you. Time for show and tell. My mother gave me a shield. People are starting to wear shields now. I'm sorry I'm dark all of a sudden. So my mother got me, I haven't tried it on yet. This is a protective shield. So it's supposed to go over your face or something. So they say it's better than a mask. I don't know yet. So I haven't tried it yet. It has a strap in the back. You put it around your head. That'd be the weirdest thing to look at. So I haven't opened up yet. I'm going to try it. I haven't opened up yet. So we'll see. Yeah, I hate wearing a mask too. I fucking hate it. So we'll see if it works. I don't know. Because if the mask really does work better, if the shield works better than a mask, I might be able to go back to work. Might be able to. My organizing stuff. Yeah. Food was good. No, it's good. So my sister Tanya gave me money to go buy plants for my yard, which I did. They're beautiful. They're out there. So I was at a nursery. She's like, here's some money to buy some plants. So I did that. And then I got stuff from Candace. My stepdad gave me $40 today. He's like, here you go. He was asking about my life. So I said, yeah. I said, whatever money I'm making right now, I'm making very little, but what I'm making has to go to my bills, my phone, mortgage, things like that. So luckily they're all low. Luckily everything I have no major debts. My 2 credit cards are on hold right now. I have the COVID virus emergency hold. And my mortgage is low. We own the house. It's very low. We've been here 50 years. And then my phone bill's low. It's funny. Before the virus, I tell everybody to do this. Go check out your phone bill and see what you're being charged. Because I was looking. I said, let's go through the phone bill. Like just go through it. And there were so many charges that were on there that I don't like. I don't have that phone anymore. I don't have that tablet. I don't need this kind of protection. I don't need that kind of plan. So I cut my phone bill in half, literally in half. This was before the virus. It totally went down. So I'm telling everybody, I'm about to do up my cable too. Look at my cable and see what I'm paying for on there too. Because they won't tell you when there's cheaper specials and shit. All kind of deals come up. They don't tell you. They'll just take your money, keep taking your money out of your account every month. They will not tell you, James, we got a cheaper plan. You might want to check it out. They don't tell you that. They sure don't tell you that. So I'm going to check my cable and see what's going on. Also, I have a court case in Pittsburgh. We got the paperwork. They rescheduled it for August 10th. I can't go to Pittsburgh, so I got to figure that out. So I called them in the morning and try to figure out what that's about. I think they were offering a teleconference thing, which would be great. I do it from home. That'd be great. So we're going to try to work that out. Good. Congratulations, Iron Beard. Good. See, I was a person who went heavily into debt in my 20s. You're 20 years old. My Providian financial credit cards and shit. Went crazy. In my 30s, I paid it all off. My mother, one of the few times she gave me good advice, actually was like, you should take the next 10 years, man. And I got a really good job at 30. And I was making a lot of money, and I just literally paid everything off. So when I came back to LA at 40 years old, I had 0 debts, I had 0 credit cards, paid everything in cash, and I had savings. So it's like that was the best thing I ever done in my life. So now to this day, I got my first credit card last year. I never had credit cards. I don't like credit cards. I don't like credit cards. But I have 2 of them, can't use them, so I have them on hold. I called one today because they were like, your card's canceled. It can't be canceled. I'm part of the COVID problem thing. They said, oh, just check, just kidding. You're right. So I went and made sure that was taken care of. So I'm good to go for that. I think until August or September, they told me. So, but if you need checking into that too. Most credit card companies, I think the federal government tells you have to do that. So I'm good. So, literally, I'm just trying to work it out. I have a new smart TV, so I have a lot of apps that I use. And so I just talked to my brother. He doesn't have that, and he won't learn how to use the app. My TV that I put in there has the capability, but he won't do it. So he wants cable. So I may tell him, if you want cable, you can have it. I might try to call and figure out how that might work. Because literally, I have 12 apps. That's all I watch. I have the soaps. There's no new soaps right now. But there's apps for that too. There's CBS, all these apps. So I'm thinking I might just do that. Drop that and go to what I want. I do like HBO and Showtime. I do like those, but I don't need them. Shit is good. It's good. So I don't know. We're going to try to work it out somehow. Oh yes, music channels. They have some of them are good though. I like some music channels on cable. I turn them on sometimes, but I have Spotify. I have all these things, so I don't know. It's kind of crazy. So I released a new book. It's the Pill Part 4. I have a series called The Pill. People love that series. It's been a year and a half since I wrote for that series. The Bell's Palsy threw everything off, so I'm back on track. Part 4 is out now. Part 5 is coming out soon. I think people need to just get all 4 books. I think it's $20 total for all 4 books. and it's a fun series. And part four is good. I made some really good twists and turns, and I'm writing five right now. And I have another book coming out later this week on continuing my weight loss journey. I had the one called "Who Put the Funhouse Mirror in My Bathroom?" That was pretty successful. I have a new one called "Lost Weight, Found Change," and it's about my weight loss journey and finding money on the street. So that book's coming out later this week. It's good. It's another good one too. It's an interesting story of me finding money on the street and walking at the same time and losing like 40 pounds. So it's kind of this weird story that I did a few years ago. I wrote it a few years ago. I didn't write it now, and I'm finally going through it and putting them out. These stories I've written already, and it's finally getting to them. But the pill, it's about a guy who takes a pill every day, and he hates it. So one day, he stops taking the pill to see what happens. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's a whole mystery thriller, twists and turns. It's a weird clinic. I'm writing that story. I'm writing a spin-off story for it. I'm also writing a kind of a cousin story to it called Half a Pill. So they're all kind of I have this whole little universe I'm creating, but it's people seem to like that story a lot, and it's fun to write. I started writing because I hate taking pills. I take pills every morning, so that kind of started with that. I would love actually this book series to become a series. I think it could easily be a series, a web series, a TV series, but I haven't got that far yet. Like so I feel like I want to. It's on Amazon, yes, under James Lott Jr. Books. I'm going to write more for the series and then see how far it is and maybe make it into something else. But not right now. I got enough. I'm working on Fairview Heights right now. I got enough stuff going on. I got a lot going on, and I've been kind of sidelined because of the Black Lives Matter stuff. I've been really immersing myself in that, and people have been asking a lot of me because of it, which I'm fine with. I'll do it. But I've done a lot of interviews on different shows. I've done a lot of teachings. I've done a lot of stuff on the Black Lives Matter and what it means for me, race and in business, race and creativity. People want my perspective because I'm 51 years old. I've been around a long time. I've been around different decades and how different the different decades of racism were. And I come from a multicultural background, having white family members and black family members and Latino family members and Asian family members. So it's completely, I have an interesting perspective. I'm by no means the Black voice of America, but I have an interesting perspective that people apparently want to hear. So I actually have done that. And I support anybody who wants to talk about it. I'm here. I'm here to talk about it. I understand for some black folks, there's the black fatigue. They're just like, I don't give a shit. I can't do it anymore. I totally understand. I have no problem picking up the slack, but it is draining. I've been taking my weekends off, and doing self-care that way, going in my garden a lot more, writing songs, all that kind of stuff. I have a hater song that I wrote that I love it. It's called "My Opinion is the Only Opinion." And I was going to release it later for my next album, but I think it might be time to release it now. It's funny how the world informs your creativity and your art. The song's really good. The song's very aggressive. It's really funny. And I wrote it one night upset. Just upset about life and being attacked all the time. And I'll tell you, I've been attacked since I started speaking out, especially about race. I've been totally attacked from all sides for stuff. For being a man, for being gay, for being whatever it is. They're upset. A lot of them are upset that I'm speaking out and saying stuff, and some of them don't like it. But I've had a lot of people also on the other side have been wonderful and have been saying great things to me also about me speaking out also. So it's been a very interesting experience. But I work in Hollywood, so I kind of know that already. I know what it's like to be on a show. When you're on an opinion show, people say all kind of things to you. But I've gotten such nasty nasty comments, and name called, of course. I mean, it always goes to name calling. When they start using the N word or they call me a monkey, like I said, just like I don't even get upset because I it's so preposterous to me that I don't go off the handle. People are like, you're so gracious, you're so calm. Because I've been black 51 years. I mean, I've been called everything in the book at this point. So you can't really say anything new to me that's gonna. I haven't heard before. I mean, if you say something new, I'll give you points for that. You're still wrong. I'll give you points. But I've been black a long time. I'm just like, I know how the world works. And so I think that's the kind of the gist of that. So I don't fly off the handle and stuff all the time. I'm able to remain calm. Doesn't mean that if I did fly off the handle, it's not justified. But for me, I'm like, I get it. And people are lazy. So they go straight to racial slurs and go home and the F word, the N word, and they use all these words towards me. And it's like, well, say what you want to, and you're fucking fat. And I'm like, okay, well, sure, okay. I mean, they say all kinds of stuff to you to shut you up, you know. And that's right. We laugh at them. I used to do the whole thing of like, yeah, I'm fat. Yeah, I got that guy. Yeah, I got a gap in my teeth. I used to like repeat back to them the insults they gave me, and they don't do with that either. They're like, what? Huh? What? Like, you're right. I am fat. Fuck. Okay. And it shuts them down a little bit. They're like, oh. So, but I know I'm not naive. I know that when you speak out about anything in public and post it in public, you're subject to any kind of scrutiny that comes your direction. You'll have your fans and followers, but you also have your detractors. So I'm not surprised. But I posted something on all social media saying that I'm not going silent. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I've said this before, I've always supported black causes, black people, black projects every day of my life. So that's going to continue. Going to continue. So I'm still going to do that. I have white friends, and I have a new podcast coming out tomorrow on my network, JLJ Media, Barbells Books and Nerdom. It's two white guys, but I love them to death, and they're great. And so I'm like, I'm not going to just be the only black network either. I mean, I have content. I'm here to make money and affect change in the world. So if you're a good person and you have some great stuff to say, then I want to work with you, regardless of what your race or sexual orientation or age or whatever it is. I just don't care, and no one's going to tell me otherwise. Because there are some of my black folks get on my nerves too. Sorry, I'll say it. Some of my black folks are getting on my goddamn nerves, trying to tell me how I should act and feel. I'm like, no. And this is the younger ones. And I'm like, I've been black before you were born, so I know what I'm doing. Trust me. But I'm not going to conform to what everybody tells me either. I say, have you not met me? I'm James Lott Jr. I do what the fuck I want. Do you not know who I am? Like, oh. I'm stubborn as F out there. I'm a Taurus. I'm stubborn. I shall not be moved. That is not going to happen. So I think that's kind of that's where my stubbornness comes in. It's good. But I've been really trying to reach out. One of the things now I'm trying to focus on is other black people. We need to start having a sense of community. So I'm really trying to make sure that I compliment other black folks in their work and make sure that I'm looking at their work and make sure I share their work. Like, we should be a united front. And speaking of black folks, speaking of Puerto Ricans, speaking of special people and special days, this is for you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled something in your hair and made your eyes some color. That is why all the guys in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Happy birthday. That's my birthday song to everybody. So there you go. You made it another trip around the sun. One more trip. You made it. Some folks don't make it, so you made it. So congratulations. Yes, the Carpenters, of course, my favorites. Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? You said you back away. Yeah, of course, all them. Love, look at the two of us, strangers in many ways. I'm on the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love puts me at the top of the world. Yes, forever and a day. That's right. I was waiting for Kenny Max to do something like that. Yes. Our ages. I'm a proud 51 years old, kids. I am a proud. I was part of a group last night of black folks, and they all said I look good for my age. So, and black people don't crack, so I'm very fortunate. But I am 51 years old. I earned every single year I am here. I am proud to say that. People always want to hide people's ages. We should be proud of our ages. We made it. There are folks who don't make it to ages. They die. Every year I make it, I am very, 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 very fortunate, and I feel very in gratitude. The monkeys. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. They're monkey around. They're singing out of town. I used to watch them when I was a kid. Yeah, so congratulations. You made it. I'm not going to ask you your age. That's your business, but I just think I celebrate my age. I don't care. People try to tell me to shut up on my age. I don't care. I'll say my age 10,000 times in an episode just to fuck with you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I am proud that I made it to this age, folks. I know a lot of stuff because of this age. I lived a lot of life because of this age. Every time I get to open my eyes in the morning, I'm very, very thankful. Very, 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 very thankful. We all should feel that way. We're the age we are. What the fuck? Okay, that's life. We just are. We can't help it. You were born when you were born. I mean, there you go. And folks who want to hide their age, good night to you. I don't have time for all that. And don't tell me to shut up about my age either. So I'm like, that don't work either. Yeah, so Yeah, Grandma 2, 42, Grandma 2. I am 51, grandfather of 3. That's right, bitches. And my sister, she's old too. And she's a grandmother of 4. And then, yes, and Lenore Elkins, she's 57. That's right. Say your age proud. Grandparents too. We're grandparents. We are the face of the young grandparent. Grandparenthood has changed, kids. I'm telling you, it has changed. I see so many younger grandparents. Not if that's all good or not. But the point is, we have changed. And it's like, I love being a grandparent. I never thought in a million years of being a grandparent. I never even thought about that far ahead. I never thought that far ahead. And when it happened the first time, it was not a pleasant reason why it happened. But I do love my grandson. Yeah, see? Sister 51, grandma of 4. That's right. She is. She's an old grandma. She's granny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first time I became a grandfather, not a good time. But I do love my grandson. We did an interview together recently for my Left-Handed podcast. Left-handed with a lot to say. Mr. Zayd, I got to name him. She's my grandmother too. There you go. Mm-hmm. Grandparents in their 40s. I became a grandparent very young. But yes, there are a lot of grandparents in their 40s and 50s now. These are. It is. It just is. 52. There you go. See, I love it. My grandchild inside. Take your time. It's all. Trust me, I didn't plan on being a grandfather so early, obviously. It just kind of happened. But I am very happy. Yeah, she even crochets. She's an old granny now. She is. She sits at home in front of television while her husband looks at his phone all night, and she crochets. Your daughter isn't dating until she's 32. Yeah, you say that now. Good luck. Girls are the worst. Ugh. Girls are smart. That's why. They're smart and they're smart-assed. Oh, my God. I'm just like, I raised 2 of them. Trust me. I know. Yeah, I was that kind of Minnie. I was that kind of grandparent. I was in my 30s when I became a grandparent. Trust me, it was not a happy time for me. Trust me. I have a grandson who's 21. You do the math. So, and I'm 51. So you do the math. Trust me. But yes, um, oh yeah, the whole girls. Oh, girls. I heard boys are easier. I don't know, but I just know I had two girls, and it was not the craziest. It was the craziest. Two daughters. Yep. Ooh, yikes. Yikes a doodle. It was something else. So, yes. But the one great thing I will say about having daughters, they helped me tap into my emotional side. A lot of men don't have that or are not allowed to do that. Girls are really try to force you to get in touch with that side. That's what they do. So that's one thing I will say with them. They really forced me to be more emotionally present and everything. They also helped me with learning that some girls just want to be heard. Listen, yes, I know you had your son was much easier. I know your daughter, my niece. I do know her. Yeah, so I was like, ooh. And actually, my grandson was not that bad either. I got a granddaughter. We'll see. She's already started a few things already. She's only 14, so we're like, okay, let's see how this goes the rest of the time. I love my girl, so I'm very curious. Then I have another grandson who's turning 13 in September, and I think it looks like he might be a problem person because he has personality, he has charm, and he's athletic and he's funny. That's a deadly combination. I was like, it's all that was me. So we'll see how it happens there. Actually, Scarlett's a lot like me, so I'm like the granddaughter. She's way more like me than the grandson. So I don't know. My mom says girls bring home presents. Is that a pregnant person? Oh yeah, girls have attitude. But see, my girls met their match because I can give more attitude than anybody else when need be. So I was like, yeah, good luck to that. Good luck with that. And luckily, my daughter's funny because she's very much like our old Roseanne mother. She's a lot like us. In my family, we don't take shit, and we talk shit to you too. So it's kind of funny the way she parents. In some ways, is how we parented. So it's kind of like she just, these kids can't get away with nothing. We were all bad. We were all bad. We all did bad shit. So these kids can't get away with nothing. They try, but like we did that already. So we just kind of diffuse them from what they think they're gonna do. We're like, yeah, okay, we've been there already. Sure. I remember my daughter got her first "I hate you" from her daughter. It made my granddaughter more upset because we were like, "Oh my god, you got your first "I hate you." Like, I'm so happy for you. And I was hugging her, and my granddaughter got so pissed. She was like, "Excuse me," because we didn't take it seriously. We're like, "Okay." And literally 2 hours later, she's out there asking for food. So we're like, "We're not gonna be around." But if she said, "I hate you," and she went in the room, we're like, "Oh, okay, she hates you. Okay, girl, congratulations, she hates you." Oh my god, that's what we did. So they didn't like that. I said, "You're in the wrong family, girl. We're all smart ass in this family. You think I'm shady? My daughter's the shadiest, and then my son-in-law is shady, and then my mother's shady. We're all shady. Like my family's my great aunt Faith is to be shady. We're all shady. It was like you're in the wrong family, girl. That you're gonna get extra shade off. You're gonna be extra shady than we are. But then when she does give some good shade, I always give her props. I do that. I give props. I don't mind good shade back at me if it's good. I'm like, that was good, girl. I'll give you that one. A good burn against me, I bow down. I do. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when someone claps back at me in a good way. Even some of the fans out there, if they clap back at me in a very clever way, I'm like, you win. I'll laugh too. I'll laugh with you. Sure, okay. I had one girl that did tell me she was like she really clapped back at me for something. I forgot what it was. But she was like, "I am not your friend," and blah blah. I was like, "Okay, girl, we're not even following each other. Oh, I mean, we're not friends." And she was like, I do like watching you on TV." Like, of course you do, you dumb bitch. Of course. You're gonna talk shit about me so you get attention from me, so that I give you attention. That I give you attention, and they're like, "No, I really like you after all." That's the equivalent of we're 5 years old and you're hitting me, but you actually like me. Really? Yeah. So that's how that works. But I'll mind some shade. If it's good shade, if it's imaginative shade, if it's inventive shade, I will take it. My MIL is super shady. What's an MIL? I've been drinking. I don't know what that means. There's no your MIL. I can't even think of what that could mean. I've had 2 drinks. I don't know what that means. But yeah, it's interesting, to say the least. Been watching some stuff on YouTube. Oh, mother-in-law. See, I couldn't even get I've had 2 drinks. I can't even get to what that could possibly mean. Mother-in-law. Got it. There you go. Got it. MIL. Mother-in-law. Now I feel like I want an electric company. B. At. Bat. K. At. Cat. Now, why was it always the black people that did it? Because if you don't know Electric Company, that segment was always done in silhouettes. So you didn't see the faces, you only saw the profiles. And I guess because the big black lips and shit, they had to do black people do it. So they can and then so you can see what the words were. I was like, it was always black people. There was always a fro and big lips. I was like, oh, okay. So it's like, duh, or, door. I mean, it's like you could see the lips. I was like, okay. I'm black, so I don't mind, of course. But I was like, why is always black folks doing that segment? They really exaggerate it, I guess. So yes, features. That's a whole other show too. I'm happy with my features. I never was like upset with my features. I have a big nose. I got big lips. I've never had a problem with it. I had friends who hated it and had nose jobs and stuff. I'm like, I look like ethnic. I look like a black person. I don't care. It's like, I'll keep it. I celebrate my bigness or something like that. Electric Company. I used to love Electric Company. That was my show. That was my show. I mean, Sesame Street was fine, but Electric Company was the bomb. And I'd loved me some Romper Room and Zoom. We're gonna zoom, 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 zoom. We're gonna zoom, 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 zoom. I loved 321 Contact. Contact. It's the feeling. It's a moment. When everything happens. I used to love the Bloodhound Gang on 321 Contact. They always solve crimes. That was my show. Oh, it was all the science stuff. Those are my shows, yes. One of the folks from Romper Room died recently. It wasn't Marianne, it was one of the others. They used to always say, I see Jamie, because I had a common name. I see James or I see Jamie. She always saw me in the mirror. I felt bad for others who had weird names. They never saw me in the mirror. There's some in the mirror. Of course you did. You're as old as I am, so of course you did. I think the one it was Marianne. That was the one. And the Tomorrow People, I used to love that show. I have it on DVD. And I was on PBS. And as the kids could do telekinesis and transport and stuff. That was from England. I love the Tomorrow People. That was my show. My show. Yeah, you're not going to hear Zane, folks. She didn't hear Xandra. They're not going to hear no names like that. What kind of name is Zane? They got no names like that on there. That was too ethnic for them. Your name wasn't Eric or Tom. That's why I didn't say your name. Great Space Coaster. Great Space Coaster. As I said, Xander, you're not in it either. Your name was spelled wrong. You're not going to be in there. Your name is need to be Sandra. They don't have your name in there. Matilda. Yeah, your name was too weird too, girl. Your names, they had plain names for everybody. Steve, Elizabeth, Lucy. You don't got names like that. You're not going to be on there. They didn't see you. They saw James and Jamie all the time. I was always seen. I didn't have Mr. Wizard where I was, so I don't know that one. Reading Rainbow was way past I think my kids were into that. That was way past my time. But LeVar Burton, we love LeVar Burton. That was way past. I'm a '70s kid, so I don't. All that stuff was '80s. I don't know Mr. Wizard. Mr. Wizard is somewhere back east. I don't know that one. We didn't have that in California. Because when I was a kid, we had those, and then we went into the whole, I almost said Seals and Croft, that's a group. all those HR Puffin stuff, Land of the Lost, the Bugaloos, Lilliput, and Sigma the Sea Monster. We had that whole weirdness going on. They obviously were on drugs. Clearly on drugs. Yeah, Captain Kangaroo. Remember the New Zoo Review where they had Gary Gnu? He always gave it was a Gnu. He always gave the news by the New Zoo Review. That was the first thing in the morning. And Captain Kangaroo, of course, had Mr. Green Jeans and all that. And then, of course, I remember Banana Splits, Schoolhouse Rock. Yes, you guys are all naming all this stuff. Yes. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, of course. But back to the weird 70s. So I was called Chaka because I had a weird forehead hairline when I was a kid. I used to be so pissed. They're like, where's the pylon? And they did the little pylon thing and Chaka and all them. I was not Chaka. Land of Lost. But they fell over that waterfall. I remember that. And little side note, one of the son from Land of Lost went on Days of Our Lives later. Oh, they were totally on drugs. Sigma the Sea Monster, which had this boy from Family Affair, which I used to watch Family Affair. Family Affair, of course, had Buffy and Jody and Sister Sissy and Uncle Keith, Uncle Frank, Mr. Frank, Mr. French. Yes, we had that. Sigma the Sea Monster, Johnny Whittaker, because remember. The girl who played Jody, Buffy, killed herself. I remember that. I remember reading that in the news. She had killed herself. That was big news back then. I was also one of those Escape to Witch Mountain people. I love with Kim Richards and all that. I love Escape to Witch Mountain and Escape from Witch Mountain and all those Witch Mountain movies. I was all in. See, I was one of those folks who loved Little House on the Prairie. I loved the Waltons. I was all down for all that. I was all in. I was all in. I was in. Nanny and Professor with Homegirl, who later went on to Passions. Remember Nanny and Professor? Yep. Again, Candy Mac, you're 800 years old. Yes, I love Nellie Olson, I know. I loved Little House on the Prairie. That was my show. That was my show. And the Waltons. I love the Waltons with John Boy. Good night, Elizabeth. Good night, John Boy. Every night we used to do that. It was all before I got into soaps. It was all before I was totally into those shows. And then I discovered Dallas. That changed my life. And then my mother was watching Young and the Restless, All My Children, Wife to Live, all those. And I saw her watch, but I still wasn't into soaps. And I had a sister who watched Another World, Search for Tomorrow, and Days of Our Lives. And then I got in, and then I was into Dallas, and then Dynasty, Falcon Crest, Knots Landing. I got into all those. Friday nights were the bomb because it was Dukes of Hazzard, Dallas, Falcon Crest. That was the whole night. Back in the 80s, it was the whole night. Dukes of Hazzard, not Dallas, and Falcon Crest. That was Friday night, so we did that. Wednesday night was Dynasty and Soap. I used to love Soap. And Thursday night was L.A. Law and Knots Landing for me. That's what those were. So those were my nights. So I got into those later, and that's why I said soaps. I was like, I'm into soaps now. And then that fateful day in 1983, I turned on the television and saw a chubby-faced girl with beautiful dark hair and beautiful eyes, and I was in love. And I was like, oh my God, it's Hope Williams. Who's Christian Alfonso? And it's a love affair that lasted on to time. Who killed Jesus? Oh yeah, for that episode, yeah. Well, remember back in the day, Mary Hartman, remember back in the day, there's only 3 stations. So the viewing audience was huge. I know like the MASH finale did 110 million people or something like that. Who Shot JR did 8,000 million people. Like back then, I know you said Who Could Jesus, I was laughing. I knew it was JR. A lot of those shows would get big views. Charlie's Angels, Wonder Woman, Three's Company, all those shows got big numbers. They got big shares. I mean, it's a shell of themselves now. They don't even get like half of what they used to get back then. But that was a big deal because we all watched them in real time. There was no DVR. I used to watch Dance Fever and Solid Gold and American Bandstand and Soul Train. It was so funny. So we'd watch American Bandstand was like Saturdays at 11 or 11:30, and then Soul Train would come on. So we watched both because American Bandstand had the pop music, but Soul Train had the dance and fashion. So Monday at school we talk about it. So I watched both of those. When we talk about the Bionic Woman, let me tell you about the Bionic Woman. I had the biggest crush on Lindsay Wagner. I thought she was the most beautiful woman on earth, and she could tear a phone book in half. I was all about the Bionic Woman. I saw every episode. I was into her. I wanted the doll. I didn't get it because I had no money. I loved me some Lindsay Wagner. I had a crush on Samantha Stevens from Bewitched. And I had a crush on Lindsay Wagner. My father liked Linda Carter from Wonder Woman, and now I get why, as I see her later. But no, when Lindsay Wagner was the bomb. I mean, the $6 Million Man was good too. I watched both of those; they were good. But I was all about Lindsay, and I don't even like blondes. But I was all into these blondes growing on. What that's about? I was a huge Farrah Fawcett Majors fan. Loved it. Loved it. I was all about Farrah Fawcett Majors. She had the hair. She really was like the all-American girl. Oh, yeah, I know. All you black folks like Linda Carter. And it turned out later, Linda Carter's Mexican. Like, where the fuck is she Mexican? She Mexican? Oh, okay. She had those hips and everything. That outfit. And all you black men like Linda Carter. I know what's going on. But yeah, so I liked those. Those are so good. But they were getting big numbers. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I thought I never could be so free. Ready or not, I'm a wing on a prayer. Who can it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. That theme song was a #1 hit, actually, for Greatest American Hero. William Catt, I just love that song, that show. It was good. But I love that song even more. Now we're going into the 80s all of a sudden. Now you're going to the 80s of Max Headroom. You're going to mention Alf. What's going on there next? You're going to go to Small Wonder, where the chick was a robot. The song, remember, there was some shade tonight. Some Tuesday night shade. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Speaking of that, I was watching a documentary on Michael McDonald, how good he is. Okay, kids, just like that. I mean, literally, it's goes by so fast. It's 11 o'clock, the last minute and a half. Thank you for watching my show. I'm going to, like I said, make some announcements tomorrow. I'm going to record the video in the morning and put it out there. You're going to hear all kinds of stuff from James Lott Jr. And I also know that a lot of people will be talking, but that's fine. And I want to thank everybody for watching, of course. Please stay safe. Please stay sane. Black Lives Matter, and wash your hands. Bye.